Hey, yo, what up, what up, what up? There's not a podcast. You already know there's just my thoughts with Rob Markman. Now, Drake confused the hell out of everybody yesterday when he hopped up on the song as a feature. The song was called Gwan Delilah by Snow Day. Nobody knew who Snow Day, but it's a remake of Plain White T's Hey There Delilah. But the record is heavy patois, more so a Toronto accent, the Toronto version of Toronto slang, the way Toronto talks. But as we all know, Toronto is heavily influenced by West Indian culture, and the West Indian population that's in Toronto just has a heavy influence on how everybody in Toronto speaks and makes music. So Wagwan Delilah, heavy West Indian impact. But I first heard the song as a snippet. Complex posted it, and I'm like, what the hell is this? My very first reaction was like, is this AI? Like, I really just wanted to figure out if it was real, because it sounded, I mean, I'm be real, it sounds goofy, like right before you even know anything about it. So, Complex posted it on Twitter. I'm like, yo, is this AI? What is this? Is this real? And, of course, the Drake fans came to attack me. Oh, you hate on everything he does. Fam, I'm just asking if it's real. I first of all, I just need to know like what this is. And so, come to find out, the song is indeed a parody song. The artist is Snow Day, and he's a Toronto comedian on TikTok and Instagram, and he's been promoting this song forever, and Drake jumps on it. So I get that, but it took a while to get there. Look, I mean, at the time of me doing this video, he has about 8,000 followers. He has about maybe 37,000 followers on TikTok. It's not like Drake did a song with Drewski, and it was like, and you hear him right away, it's like, oh, this is meant to be a joke. Like, nobody knew what to make of it, right? So, and okay, it's a parody. There's nothing wrong with having fun. There's nothing wrong with a joke. But it's just the timing of this is interesting after the Kendrick Drake battle. There was a negative reaction to You My Everything, which I thought was fine. I thought that was Drake getting back to Drake. I didn't expect Drake after this battle, so all of a sudden drop this conscious and deep record based off of the way Kendrick was criticizing him. Drake's going to get back to doing Drake. But this record, the timing of it was weird. I don't know why he dropped this. I have no idea. Drake also confirmed he was on it. It wasn't AI because he posted it to his stories. So very weird. I'm not against anybody having fun, but I question the timing. Also, like maybe a little bit weird because Snow Day, based off what I looks like a white dude. I'm not exactly sure. Look, me being mixed myself, like I get it. Some people look really ambiguous, but it looks like it's a little bit of a Chet Hanks thing going on where a white guy leaning heavy into a West Indian accent, like parody, homage, disrespectful, like it's a thin line there, and I'm not sure where the line is. And if he isn't a white guy, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I get how some people could looks could be deceiving on where you're from and what's your background. I don't know much about them, but like I said, a little bit weird. But here's the thing. I'm not even here. Look, I said my piece about that. That's just what it is, right? I don't think there's much to discuss here. This video is not even about Drake. It's about, first of all, a reggae cover of Hey There Delilah could actually be fired. And what this song did when I heard it, and I'm trying to figure it out, like, yo, what the hell is this? It kind of brought me back to the classic reggae covers that I grew up on. So I grew up in Flatbush, Brooklyn. Heavy West Indian neighborhood. Heavy Jamaican, heavy Haitian, heavy Trini. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up among all of that. Like, so my first couple of parties that I went to, like, when I'm able to be outside, like on my own, like 12 years old, 13 years old, 14 years old, I'm going to friends, to birthday parties, house parties. They be in like a basement of a building or a basement of the house, the Sean Paul, to stop banging on the furnace, like that type of situation. These parties that I went to as a kid, there was no hip hop being played. It was all reggae. And, there was always a fire reggae cover of like another popular song. So there is a part of this that kind of relates to musical history. And I feel like somebody could have pulled off a fire Hey Delilah cover. with like a West Indian tinge to it, or like in reggae or whatever. So I just wanted to use this. I ain't gonna lie. So I spent the whole night after like trying to figure out what the Drake song was. It just had me like just looking up old records that I kind of grew up on. So I just wanted to shout out some of these records and maybe put y'all on to something. And if I'm not putting you on to something, if you already know, then you can reminisce with me. So this was more about like music knowledge more so than like banging on Drake or saying Drake was whack. I mean, there's not much to say about this record. But that whole tradition of reggae artists covering classic songs has been going on since the 60s. But some of my favorites that I remember is artist by the name of Singing Sweet. He had a cover of Richie Valens' Old Donna. Oh, and I'm gonna put the links to the different songs. I think I'm gonna make a Spotify playlist too. But I'm gonna put the links to the different songs in the description. I'm gonna put the Spotify playlist in the description too. But Singing Sweet had a cover of Richie Valens' Old Donna. I didn't know the Richie Valens record. I wasn't alive for that. But in like the late 80s, there was a popular movie called La Bamba based off of Richie Valens' life. So, you heard the song throughout the movie. I'm assuming Singing Sweet and the producers, whoever made that record or decided to do that cover, saw the same movie and was like, nah, we're going to cover this. So there was like a resurgence in the late 80s, early 90s. So Singing Sweet, Old Donna, classic. You know what I'm saying? Also around that time, singer Foxy Brown. I'm not talking about the rapper Foxy Brown. There was a reggae singer by the name of Foxy Brown. She did a cover of Tracy Chapman's Sorry. Fire too. Funny story behind that. If y'all remember a couple years back, Nicki Minaj, around the time she was doing her Queen album, she sampled Sorry. And it featured Nas. And the sample that Nicki used was the Foxy Brown version, the reggae version. Remember, Nicki from that era, man, like Trini, like heavy West Indian, like, so that Sorry record, that Foxy Brown Sorry record was a huge cultural record. So Nicki sampled the Foxy Brown record. I don't even think, I thought I read somewhere, I should have looked this up before I did this video, but I think at the time, Nicki didn't even know that it was a cover. She didn't know that Tracy Chapman had did the original, because at least where we came from, and I knew the Tracy Chapman record, but the Foxy Brown record was like a bigger deal for us. So Nicki samples the reggae version and then has to clear with Tracy Chapman because she's the original writer. That didn't get cleared. There was a bunch of drama, and that didn't end up on the album. But huge record. Link is in the description right there. Foxy Brown, Sorry. Reggae singer Frankie Paul, he did a cover of Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown had a popular record, Rock With You. It was like, Bobby Brown was known for like Don't Be Cruel, My Prerogative, like after New Edition. It was his second solo album after New Edition. It was a lot of like New Jack Swing bangers. And then he dropped Rock With You, which was like the slow ballad from that album. So Frankie Paul did a cover of Bobby Brown's I Wanna Rock With You, fire. And then we could bring it back to Drake. This is a fun fact that a lot of people don't know or don't realize. Okay, in 1988, there's a reggae singer by the name of Sanchez, right? He put out a song called One in a Million. Classic tune. Classic. If you're a rap fan, you might know that record from Dipset Anthem. The Diplomats, they had the Dipset Anthem. The Heatmakers flipped the Sanchez sample for Dipset Anthem. For me, that's one of my favorite sample flips of all time because I had heard the Sanchez record literally a million times growing up and never thought to use that little intro part that they used for the intro part of Dipset Anthem. Super fire record. I'm gonna put too. I think we have a video of it that we did at Genius. We used to do these videos called Deconstructed, where producers showed us how they made beats. I'm gonna put that in the description too. Definitely go to the description. I want y'all to watch this video, but go to the description. I'm gonna put a link to a lot of cool, just like musical shit. But so Sanchez had a record called One in a Million, classic tune. Now this is how it relates to Drake. It's a remake of a song called One in a Million You. That song was done by Larry Graham. Who's Larry Graham? Larry Graham is Aubrey Graham, aka Drake's uncle. So it's funny, like the 6 degrees of separation, how Drake in a way is kind of related to Dipset, the Dipset anthem. So I thought that was a cool fun fact. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so look, man, that's some of the things I want to do on this channel too, and I'm figuring out the best way to do it. But just talk about cool music, man, like, and really just be real with y'all. Like, I wouldn't have made this video if they didn't do the Gwan Delilah, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And I'm trying to figure this out, right? Because everything Drake does, like, you stop and listen. Like, that's just the fact. So I stopped and listened, and then once I'm like, man, this record is goofy, I'm not really fucking with this. Then I found out it was a parody. But at that point, I'm already thinking about, yo, what was some of the fire reggae covers though? So last night I'm in like this state of just like reminiscing and going back and going through this wormhole. So that's it. I just wanted to share that with you. That's all. Look in the description. There's a lot of links to a lot of different things. Like I said, I'm gonna get that Spotify playlist up. But that's it. Like, comment, let me know what you think. Let me know, like, if I put you on to something, let me know. If this is like has you reminiscing like it has me reminiscing, talk to me about some of your favorite reggae joints. Let me know. I'm here, man. All right. Till the next time. Peace.